What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of Investing Mate. This channel is all about personal finances, saving money, investing money, creating wealth, and you are welcome to join us, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't, because you don't want to miss the next episodes. Now today we are going to talk about different tips for saving money, and this has helped me save more than $10,000 per year, I will say. And to be honest, I don't think the math is going to be that important, because I really think it depends a lot of the decisions that you are willing to make. But I just want to give you some tips so that you are able to consider, based on your own situation, the point that you are in your life, to determine if they are valuable or not for you. Okay, so let's start with the first tip, and the first one is house hacking. And yes, this is really important, because for most of the people, the biggest expense they have is in housing. So if you are able to, for example, rent another room or just get a small room for yourself, this is really going to save you a lot of money. And more in cities so expensive like Sydney, where you need to pay heaps of money per week, because yeah, here we pay per week. So that is really going to save you a lot of money. So for example, in my case, I calculate, and it's like about $6,000 to $7,000, which is incredible. So basically how I determine this decision at this point is like, okay, I could have $7,000 for a trip, or I could live by myself in my own apartment. And to be honest, it has not been such a sacrifice as I expected. There are some things that I wish were better, but you know what, I'm willing to do this sacrifice. So yeah, this is the first tip, consider it. And of course, it's going to vary a lot. If, for example, you already have a family, maybe this cannot be an option for you. But yeah, it's important to consider it, and it can save you heaps of money. A second tip is try to get a SIM card only plan for your phone. And this is actually really important, because if you come from a big carrier, like for example here in Australia, Optus or Telstra, they're gonna charge you like $40 per month, and you can use alternative providers like for example Boost Mobile or Aldi Mobile, that they actually use the same network than Telstra, but they are gonna charge you a fraction for it. So for example, I have a plan in Boost which is like $150, and I basically got the same thing that I was getting in Optus for $40 per month. So that was savings of $330 per year only for me. So imagine if, for example, you have a family, this can be huge. So consider alternative carriers, and they are going to give you basically the same benefits but paying way less money. Another tip that can save you heaps of money is taking advantage of the local library. And I think this is incredible here in Australia, for example. So in the library, there are sometimes some extra features that you can access with online login. So for example, the one that I got, I can have access for free to lynda.com, which is a website to do different courses of programming, web pages, creation, editing videos. So you can learn heaps of new things, and for free, with your library. And I also love reading, so it's amazing to have basically any book that you want. And if they don't have it, you can actually request it, and they will consider buying it if they consider it valuable for the community. So I think this is an amazing feature, and it's going to save you heaps of money in books and in self-improvement for yourself. And it can also set you in a great path for creating more money if you develop a new skill, for example, using lynda.com. So yes, consider using your library. I love it. Another tip that can save you heaps of money is when you go to the groceries, buy the home brands. They tend to be basically the same product with less beautiful packaging, but they are normally like 50% from the traditional brands. So just consider them, give them a try, and if you like them, just keep buying them. But if you like the traditional brand, just feel free. But this is really going to save you a lot of money in the long term. Sometimes we think like, oh, it's only $1 difference, but this starts adding up and more, because it's something that you do all the time, you keep buying the same products, and it starts really adding up. So just give them a try, and if you like them, keep buying them. Another thing that can save you heaps of money, but at the same time is also going to make you healthier, is reducing the amount of alcohol that you drink. And this is especially true if you go out and drink outside, because normally the price tags for alcohol in the restaurants are fairly expensive. So if you can save that money, keep yourself healthier and avoid a hangover, you know what, for me it was an easy solve, but just consider your own situation. Maybe you can reduce it, or when you want to have a wine, you have it at home. But just consider it, because it's a massive savings that you can get just from drinking less alcohol. Another tip that can save you heaps of money, and also is going to be amazing for the environment, is reducing the amount of times that you use the dryer and the amount of times you use hot water. So for example, with the hot water, even if your tap is not fully open on the hot water side, it is still going to consume hot water, and it's going to increase your gas bills. And at the same time, you know, using gas is fairly bad for the environment. So if you can reduce that, you are helping the planet and you are helping your pocket. So for example, in the places where you don't need hot water, just close it forever, and like that you won't make the mistake and consume without noticing. Now this tip is also huge, and it starts adding up fairly quickly if you don't notice it. So I really think it's important that you pack your own lunch to take it to work. So like that you avoid going out and, you know, spending like $14 every day. And it may not seem like a lot, but the more you add them up, you will see a massive increase in your expenses. So if you can save this money, it will help you tremendously. I did the calculations, and normally you will spend double the amount of money eating outside, and I understand sometimes it could be better actually, just because maybe it's tastier, and also it will save you some time because you don't need to cook. But if you meal prep, this can really set you up for, first of all, really healthy meals, and at the same time it's going to save you heaps of money. So consider that. And also for a family, it will make a bigger difference. So I think in general terms, food can become really expensive really quickly. So it's good to keep an eye on it and keep thinking, okay, how can I optimize the amount of food that I get for my money, and also the quality. You can get really amazing produce that is probably going to be better than the restaurant, and you will be able to enjoy healthy meals at the same time. Okay guys, these are pretty much all the saving tips that I have for you today. I'm actually going to do a part 2 where I explicitly say some saving tips for the Australian people, and they are really specific in terms of the platforms that I use, and really specific, like practical things that you can do here in Australia to save you heaps of money. So if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss this episode, because believe me, you don't want to miss it. It's a lot of money that you can save with these tips. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Also consider commenting me down below if you have any different ideas that I can learn of. I'm also always willing to learn new things, ways to save money. So yes, let me know your ideas down below, and I'll be gladly reading all of your comments. And also consider giving this video a like if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.